Imekuwa tu kwa hii
imekuwa hivi.
Sasa penye tuko river inashinda ikichange.
Hii inasalia tu
hivi tu. Na ikinyesha sana haifiki huku.
Like 2 weeks ago it was raining. Haikupita.
Okay.
Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to Nandi County in Kenya's Great Rift Valley. So yesterday I went to visit a friend of mine who lives in Nandi County but lives in the east coast of the US. And I just wanted to see what my in-laws out in the Rift Valley are up to. So this friend of mine has an absolutely amazing home. And for the first time, he got me to visit Nandi. I've always been talking about Nandi, but for some reason, I've never crossed the border from Kisumu to Nandi, and those two counties are very close to each other. What is actually interesting is some of my sisters are married in Nandi, and some of the daughters from Nandi actually married in my village. So there's a lot that we really have in common across these communities, but for some reason, I've never made it right across the border. So my friend got me to just drive. It's just a short drive, like about an hour and a half. And I was into his home. And I'm telling you, folks, Nandi is absolutely beautiful. I was just floored by the natural beauty, the cool temperature. It didn't even seem to get hot, even in the middle of the day. Unlike Kisumu, Nandi is really cool throughout the day. And so we had an amazing time. And believe me, the people, I was received with so much warmth. In fact, I barely recorded most of what was happening. So much warmth, food, and the people just seemed excited to have a guest around. So when I was driving on my way to Nandi, and some of you who have driven around this place, there are massive, massive hills and very deep ravines. In fact, at some point, I just wanted to pull over to stop and just take in the views, because it's very hard to drive while looking at the views, because the roads are super windy and you're going uphill and downhill, and they're very, very deep ravines. So it's a little scary, but I mean, the views are just breathtaking. So as I was driving, I completely forgot to record all of that. So most of the footage I have is within my friend's property that you're going to watch right now. But if you have never had a chance to visit Nandi, this would be like one of the top destinations I would recommend to anybody. This place is amazing, my friends. So all I can say is that my in-laws just simply outdid themselves. And then as you can see, one of the things I learned walking through my friend's property is that he has a very good mix of non-indigenous and indigenous trees. And unlike in my place, most of the trees I have are mostly non-indigenous trees. And after seeing what I saw in my friend's house, in fact, I'm going to look for indigenous trees to see if I can intersperse them. Because the flow between these foreign trees and the natural one is so seamless, you would think they were just there naturally. And a lot of them have really grown so big. You'll see them in another video where I'm walking all the way down to the river below. This place is on another level. In fact, in my mind, I was thinking this would be a very good place for like a wedding venue. If you had like a private family wedding event going on, this would like be the perfect place to do something like that. The landscaping itself is on another scale. And I believe he had pemba grass, but he had like two different strains of grass. There's like the regular pemba grass with very flat leaf. Then there was a second one that looked like pemba, but it's got like white strips along the sides. So if you know what type of a grass that is, you should tell me. I forgot to ask him. But it's got two different strains of grass, and all of them seamlessly just blend with each other beyond what you're looking at. And so the outdoors here, I just spent time sitting there looking around. I'm like, man, folks have outdone themselves out here. And so my friend here has a very, very compelling story. I didn't capture everything, but there's a short piece of interview that I did with him right before I left. I couldn't ask him too much because he had just arrived. He's still jet lagged. He's still doing what he needs to do to get himself acclimatized. But at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a short clip of me asking him questions. And it turned out this was actually an impromptu, unplanned interview. I've never done one of those. So this was my first on-camera random interview with one of my guests. And he was gracious enough to allow us talk to him. And by the way, when I visit folks, there are some folks who don't feel comfortable being private, and I'm okay with that. I visit, we don't shoot any video, I just talk and walk away. Some folks allow me to come in and I shoot mostly the outdoors. Many people are comfortable with the outdoors and maybe the living room, and we do that. And so there's a variety of options available for shooting. And so this is not everything I do whenever I travel the village. There are many, many folks I visit who are more concerned about privacy, and so I never shoot videos in their homes. But our friend here graciously allowed us not only to shoot videos, but also to have a short chit-chat with him that was recorded that you're just going to watch shortly. So like I mentioned earlier, he actually has a private river down there, the one that you can see down there. Private river and a private waterfall, which you will see better in maybe the next couple of days, because I shot multiple videos that I'm going to release given the time. So please join us here, and I want you to listen to my in-laws from the Rift Valley. Thank you, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Okay.
Yes. We talked about last year. And like I said, I love sharing diaspora stories here. And so some of you may not know who you are. So could you just tell us who you are? So that in case they run into you somewhere, say, yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and do yourself.
Thank you so much, Professor Eddie.
Yes.
My name's Ipsang Meli. I am currently based in Washington, D.C., where I reside with my family. I have 2 boys and a wife. I've been in Washington for 23 years now.
Yes.
23 years now.
Yes.
So that is where I essentially live and work.
Right.
But my home village is called Diaspora, which is in Nandi Hills, in Nandi County.
Yes.
Of course, here in Kenya.
Yes.
I just got back in the village today,
Yes.
as you know.
Welcome.
Yeah.
And this was actually a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. You were talking and I didn't realize you were on your way coming, knowing that I was going to be here.
Yes.
So Kipsang, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you so much for opening your house.
Welcome.
Because one of the most powerful things about showcasing some of the things that we do in the village
Yeah.
is about inspiring people who are still stuck out there,
Yeah.
about the possibility
Yeah.
of returning and leading a very comfortable life.
Yeah.
You opened your home, you welcomed us. Even before you showed up, the gate was already waiting for us.
Thank you and welcome.
They opened it, we had food ready for us. You found they were already showing us around.
Yeah.
And these stories are inspiring a lot of young people who, some of them are moving into diaspora.
Yeah.
And they are thinking about, okay, what happens when you're all done with diaspora?
Yeah.
So would you say it was worth it going to America? Come on, come.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Professor Eddie.
Yes. I want, let me just interrupt you for a second. I want to assume you came from a very wealthy family. Your parents had it all lined up, and so you just grew up
Not at
with
all.
everything. Yeah.
Not at all, Professor. I come from a very, very, very humble background.
Right.
I'm the last born of 7
Siblings, yes.
siblings.
Yes.
And growing up, we had a lot of resource challenges.
Yes.
Some of my brothers could not even go to high school because of lack of school fees.
Yes.
We lived in very difficult situation.
Yes.
Prior to this, we lived in a very small house just down from this building.
Same
A grass patch in the same piece of land.
Yes.
Up to through primary school, through high school.
Yes.
But it's only that when I went up to the point that I went to the States,
Yes.
that I was able to bring some transformation, not only to myself but to my family.
Yes.
So it's not like I went to the US without a simple penny. I did
Yes.
the community raised for my ticket,
Yes.
and I didn't have any school fees. I didn't have anything. So it's like I began from scratch.
Yes.
So in that sense, it was really worth going to the
It was
US.
worth
It was really worth.
And would you say that your background, coming from humble experience, has kind of shaped the way you are now involved in the community?
For sure.
Yeah.
In the sense that, by the way, I went to Starry Boys.
Oh, you did?
I went to Starry Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was how I was able to get my high school education
Oh,
because I was one of the top students in the country and even in the district and in the country.
I mean, it shows. It
Yeah,
shows. It
yeah.
shows. Yes.
So I got a scholarship
Uh-huh.
to go to study. I had a sponsor from Europe
Yes.
who paid for my entire tuition.
Wow. Yeah.
So that was a saving grace.
Uh-huh.
So with that, I went to the university
Yeah.
and then went abroad.
Yes.
So that shaped me
Yes.
because in the absence of that goodwill,
Yes.
I wouldn't be here today.
Yes.
In the absence of the sponsorship of that family
Yes.
in Denmark, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
In the absence of the vision of the late Dr. Griffin,
Yes.
I wouldn't be here today.
Yes.
And that is why I every time I do the little I can to make a difference in my community and in the life of others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people in diaspora, one of the things they ask me about is they have the desire
Yeah.
to be involved in their communities,
Yeah.
but the systems to make that happen
Yeah.
is always missing.
Yeah.
I know you're involved in your community. Besides just creating this beautiful home for yourself, what are some of the things you've been able to do, and what advice would you give to people like us who want to be involved in the community,
Yeah.
but just don't know how or when to start? What would you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor Eddie. Yeah, we've done several things. One, I ran a scholarship fund
Yes.
where I raised money within my family circles
Yes.
and friends in the US and even some donors
Yes.
to support some students,
Yes.
to support needy students,
Mhm.
high school going students,
Yes.
not only from this locality,
Yes.
but some who are further afield.
Yes.
One thing I realized is even in good things, there can be challenges.
Yes.
There can be challenges.
Yes.
But what we did right from the word go
Yes.
is we very much involved the community. Like we had them to pick the officials
Yes.
that they felt would best manage the resources that we brought.
Yes.
Secondly,
Mhm.
is we were very present in what was happening. You know, sometimes people just raise funds and
And then give it
give
out
it away, and then they sit back.
Hopefully that you
No,
know that
we
they
were
are-
thoroughly involved in the vetting of the beneficiaries,
Yes.
in seeing how the resources were used.
Yes.
We were able to put up some classrooms in my primary school.
Yes.
We contributed our ideas in how we felt like we were going to utilize those resources to the maximum.
Yeah.
Even going to the tier states and asking for tractors for free, so that we can use that small resource
Yes.
and create a bigger impact. So I think one is involving the community,
Yes.
but also those who are leading the program to really be in it.
Yes.
To really be in it and to make sure that it's done.
So they take some kind of ownership.
They take some kind of ownership.
Yes.
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 And the vetting process of the project to be done.
Yes.
Make sure that people are involved and they feel those are the priorities.
There's some sort of fairness. in
Yeah,
the process of
fairness.
doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very, very important.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
you've been involved in construction,
Yeah.
whether it's your home, your school,
Yeah.
and all these other things.
Yeah.
What are some of the 5 things you'd like to tell people who are thinking about building a home?
Yeah.
Some suggestions that may be helpful that you learn either the hard way
Yes.
or the easy way as you're building it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I think one, the location.
Yes.
I think that is very important.
Yes.
If it's a place that you want to retire to,
Yes.
you really have to make sure that that location is well suited to you.
Yes.
For me, the proximity to the road, of course,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is, the road is just outside
Yeah,
the
you
gate.
get out the gate and you ride
And
on
you're
the
right
main
on the
road.
main road.
Yes. Yes.
And then I have a big river here and a waterfall.
Yes.
It's close to the towns. I can go to the Eldoret city.
Yes.
I can go to Nandi Hills
Yes.
very easily. Secondly,
Yes.
planning.
Yes.
And I cannot overstate
Yes.
that, Professor Eddie.
Yes.
And it's the one thing that you underscore in some of your videos.
Yeah.
You really have to have a roadmap
Yes.
and think through.
Yes.
Because often after you start a project, you don't want to build a house when you're halfway.
Yeah.
You feel like you should have done it differently.
Yes. Yes.
It becomes very, very, very costly to make the changes.
Yes.
Thirdly, involve professionals, as you always say,
Yes.
so that you don't regret or go back to redo a lot of things that you needed to have done and forgotten about.
Yes.
The other thing is management of the resources.
Yes.
I think that is a challenge for the diaspora.
For almost everybody.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that I hear consistently.
Yes.
Across the board. Yeah.
Especially for the people who may not be able to travel
Yes.
at the moment,
Yes.
who want to do projects but they're far away.
Yeah.
The person who manages the resources is so key.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many loopholes in construction
Yeah.
that so much can be lost.
Yeah.
So much money can be lost.
Yeah.
So I think before somebody begins to construct, it's either
Okay.
they do it in phases
Yeah.
where they can come home
Yeah.
for a while
Yeah.
and oversee that phase,
Mm-hmm.
go back, come back and do the next phase continually,
Yeah.
or have somebody they really, really, really trust.
Yeah.
And even when they trust them,
Yeah.
they should still be very, very, very careful.
Yes.
Lastly,
Yeah.
maybe the last thing I can add
Yeah.
is be careful of the materials you use.
Yeah. Yes.
Chip can be very, very costly.
Yeah.
Go for quality things, especially for things like plumbing,
Yes.
where water can cause major damages if there was to be any
Yes.
breakage.
Yes.
So I think those are the things I can say. And don't wait to have all the resources to begin.
You can never be rich
That
enough.
time may not come.
Yes. You
That
can
time
never
may
be
not
rich
come.
enough. Yeah.
When I look at the resources I have put here,
Yeah.
somebody told me this is what you need
Yes.
to complete this project.
Yeah.
I would have said, you know what,
You'd have given up a long time.
man, I'll. But starting right and doing it right
Yes.
and continually, you eventually get there. And just to add this,
Yes.
I think home is great.
Yes.
Home is great.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like as I grow older, as I go to retire,
Yeah.
I want to come back to my cradle.
Yes.
I want to come back to the people
Yes.
I knew, the people we started the journey with,
Yes.
and to acquire that and slow life.
Yes.
So, and it can be done. I
Yes.
just want to tell everybody that it may look like it's monumental, but with proper planning and
It
whatever
is
perseverance, it's possible to
It
be
is,
done.
it is possible.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, my brother. One of the things that I want to emphasize from what you say
Yeah.
is the issue of trust. Every single person who has been swindled started with trust.
Yeah.
And that is when things fall apart.
I agree.
So it's not always the case that people are bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes people find themselves in circumstances
Yes,
that they get
that's
compromised.
very true.
For example, you put $1 million shillings in somebody's hand
Yeah.
when they have a child in the hospital. In my mother tongue, the granary is called there.
Yeah.
They say, please don't put a hungry person
Yeah.
to watch
God.
your granary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in that case, it's your fault,
You're right.
isn't it?
You're right.
So that's why when you say their trust is good, but
Yeah.
even when you trust,
Yeah.
the responsibility is on us to make sure we are not putting people in positions
Yeah.
that are going to compromise their ability.
Very true.
To
Especially
help us.
family members.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, in many cases, it starts out that people really want help,
Yes.
but life gets in the way.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
So when you mention that issue of trust,
Yeah.
but even when trust is there, it's you still have work to do.
A lot of work. A lot of work.
I like that.
Thank you.
Well, I realize you just arrived.
Yeah.
I don't think you're done with jet lag.
I'm not done.
It'll hit
I'm
you
done.
some point.
My head is heavy.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's all right.
Yes.
It's all right.
So I think let's wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Let you relax with your guests.
Thank you.
And my brother, Asante.
Thank you, Professor.
Asante.
God bless you. Keep on
Asante.
doing what you're doing.
Asante.
You're making a very big impact.
We will find out.
Keep on keeping on, and we'll support you.
We are not giving.
Yeah.
We are not giving.
And go to the consultancy way.
It's starting.
You are the right person. I want
It's
those
starting.
people to help you, to support you, to sign up.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope folks can sign up.
Yeah.
So far, people are coming in and out,
Great.
but we're looking forward to consulting and helping folks do what
Thank
we'd
you.
like to.
Thank you, Professor.
All right.
God bless you.
This is like the best surprise I've had
Yeah.
since I've been home.